And we're live. All right. So, hey everyone, welcome to another Folio webinar. We are so happy to have you here. It's been a while, and it's so great to see familiar names and faces again. So, let's get right into it. Today, we are talking about some pretty big changes that are coming and have recently come to Folio. As you've probably seen in our webinar description, it's all about the three major functions. So, we have curating products across projects, making it easier to support brand standards through templates, and managing product alternatives or value engineering more easily. So there's a lot to chew on today, and that's why we have our product leaders to help us digest it. Please say hello to Alexandra.
Hey everyone.
Hey, and Sean.
Hey everyone.
Hey, Sean. And Huibin.
Hey, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Depends on where you are.
Yep. So yeah, thank you everybody. Before we actually dive into the presentation, I would like to remind everybody that you can drop questions in the comment section, and we will answer them during the Q&A portion of today's presentation. I do also want to say that if you've attended webinars with us before, you'll see that this is a new software that we are using. So if throughout the presentation things get a little bit rough, please bear with us. We're going to try our very best not to mess up, but yeah, just a quick heads up. And so, yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Let's start with the Standalone Library, which comes out before the end of Q2. And along with that, we're also going to have standard templates. So, Alexandra, what is the Standalone Library and what is it going to do for our users?
Okay, Ingrid, thank you so much. So let me just start off by saying that we've been hearing about the issue of curating products internally inside an organization for a long time now. And after doing our due diligence and reaching out to a lot of people who work every single day in construction projects across different verticals, such as hospitality or the retail sector, we have found that there are simply so many obstacles that they need to overcome. And some of them may be resolved by using a internal library. So first of all, let me just highlight that we will be very anxious to get your feedback once this is released in the second quarter of 2022. And now let's dive into a little presentation on how we hope to help you resolve the pain points you're facing right now. So one of the major issues people have told us is that they don't know, they cannot act fast enough because they don't have all the info they need. So products get discontinued from manufacturers every single day. Lead times change. And when you're in a project, when time matters and when your work impacts other people, you need to find quick replacements. So hopefully by maintaining a internal list of approved products, your team can find replacements fast and get on with their job, and they can avoid supply chain issues, and they can reduce costs caused by project delays. So maintaining this approved list of products is a great contingency your team can get. So another common theme, so since we've spoken about suppliers, another common complaint was that teams don't have enough information regarding, I don't know, how much a product is being used across different projects. And this is especially true for organizations that have a lot of teams working on a lot of different projects. It's very hard to compile all that information and get insights into how to better negotiate your deals with your suppliers. So the internal library will give you some data points and some indication about product performance across all of your projects, which in turn will help you negotiate better deals with your suppliers, which translates into lower project costs and, in the end, more affordable housing for your end consumers. And speaking of discontinued items from manufacturers, your internal library will give your team the capability to clearly determine whether a product is ready to use or if it's discontinued from the manufacturer. So you're not going to end up having those situations where your design team wants to use a product that has been retired or that has been discontinued. So it will give you a centralized place where you can manage these product statuses, basically. And whenever we spoke to people trying to do their jobs, one of the most common complaints was that they have to do so much manual entry work when they get a update about a product from a supplier or from a distributor, or there's a change in the spec requirements. And the issue here is that they need to manually go into each place where that item exists and manually update the information. So with Folio's internal library, you only need to update the information in one centralized library, and then the team in charge can simply publish those changes to all the active projects that your company is working on. So no more need to manually swift through projects and spend time doing the same thing over and over again. You just need one centralized place where you update the info and then you just publish it with a few clicks to all the active projects. And speaking of communicating changes, you won't need to worry anymore about whether or not the procurement team received the update or if they took the next steps in replacing a product that may have been discontinued. Your entire team will be on the same page in Folio, and the design and procurement teams working on active projects will receive a notification where they can see the changes that you published and simply choose to accept or reject those changes. So no more stressing yourself out on whether or not your team members and colleagues have done what is needed in order to make sure that the project moves along nicely. And in the end, the internal library will, of course, give you control over, will let you establish who is the owner of curating this in-house library. It's very important to establish that ownership, and you will have, as usual, roles and access where you can give control over the team in charge of managing the library. And in a very connected topic, I'm going to briefly discuss about the standard templates. So hopefully these will also be released in the second quarter, but it's not very sure about the standard templates. Basically, we will be giving Folio users the opportunity to create standard templates. So there are a couple of reasons for this. We've had hospitality companies come in and tell us that they have different hotel brands that they need different brand standards for. We've had retail stores telling us that depending on the size of a store, they have different standards. We've had other design and build companies come in and tell us that, okay, we do different types of projects. We do residential, multifamily, senior housing, commercial spaces. We have different standards. So it all boils down to giving you the possibility to create these standards per your organization's needs and to add items that are necessary to include or spec performances. And also, inside of these standards, you will be able to define workflows and apply them to live projects by simply loading a standard template when you create a new live project. So I'm quickly going to give you a sneak peek into how the internal library will look like. So please bear with me.
We love a sneak peek.
And I love to show it. 1 second, please. Okay. So this is how the internal library is gonna look like. This is the library status I've mentioned earlier, where you can determine the status of a product, whether or not it is ready to use by the rest of your team, or if it has been discontinued. This means that your team will no longer be able to add this product into their live projects. And basically, there are two main flows. First of all, the team in charge of managing and curating this in-house library will be able to come here and make changes to specific products. Let's say a price changed. And after we make these changes, we're going to get a immediate color indicator here that this item is used in some active projects and that the changes need to be published. So after you're done updating all of the info you need, you can simply use the checkboxes so that you can select the products and publish them to active projects. So after you click on publish, for each of your selected items, you're going to get the standards or projects that the item is in. And then you simply hit publish. You get a confirmation message that the updates were published and that it's up to the design team and the procurement team or whoever manages your live projects to take the next steps. How this looks like on the other side is your team logs into Folio every day like they're used to. They go to the projects they're overseeing or working on, and they get this notification alert. And they simply need to review the changes. And here they can see the previous value along with the new value for the changes that are coming from the internal library that were published by the internal library. And the teams managing the live projects can choose to update all of the products that were changed. And every library item that had changes will be automatically updated inside of your live projects with just a few clicks. It cannot get easier than that. So in the end, the purpose of the internal library, hopefully it's going to help a lot of teams standardize their processes and streamline and make work more effective overall. And in the end, we hope that it will reduce project costs caused by delays and bring better services to the end consumers. Thank you so much, Ingrid. Back to you.
Thank you, Alexandra. That was excellent stuff. And I'm sure a lot of you guys already have questions. Yeah, round of applause for Alexandra. She was really nervous before this. Yeah, please, if you have questions, put them down in the comments. Also, quick reminder that this is not out yet, but it's going to come out before the end of the second quarter of the year. And this is all high level stuff. So if there were things that you did not quite catch, don't worry about it. This was just, a quick walkthrough of the solutions that we're trying to present, so that you would know how that would work with your team. Every time we do have a new feature out, we're going to have tutorials, and you can always ask us in the live chat button. Speaking of things that just came out, we do have a new, much more robust RFQ function that came out this week. I'm sure some of you have already tried it out. But if not, here's Sean to give you your very first look. Sean, please tell us about it.
Thank you, Ingrid. Hi, everyone. So for the past year, we had a lot of you guys complain about some pain points of your current IFQ workflow. So that's why we have this new release to help you guys solve some of your problems. So the first problem we heard a lot is there's a lot of manual work when you first start the IFQ process. You have to collecting and compiling all the specification requirements because they're here and there. But with our IFQ solution, you can just select items on your dashboard and just go to procurement, and with one click, you have the document ready. And in the specification sheet, you can click on a specific item if you want to request some alternatives, means you want your vendors to do some value engineering for you. And also you can send it to multiple vendors at the same time. And it's connected with the folio content database. So you have all your supplier vendor contact information already there. And the second pain points we heard a lot is it's very easy to lasting for the email threads and the phone calls, just to clarify everything to make sure you get the right quote for the right products. So here with our solution, you and your vendors are working on the same spreadsheet. So it's much easier for you guys to communicate with each other when you guys are look at the same thing. And we have two status bars for you to track first the overall IFQ progress and also the progress of each vendor quote. So you will know when the vendor has looked at your request, when the vendor is submitted a request, so you will never miss a vendor quote again. And of course, if you want, you can friendly send them a reminder again. And also, we heard that there's a headache to compare different quotes because they all came in with different formats. Many of you guys told us you have to copy and paste from your vendor's PDF and put all the information on your own spreadsheet in order to do the comparison and make the right choice. Here, because all the data inside Folio, we have a conversion assistant tool to help you guys to tell you like which one is the lowest price, which one takes the longest lead time. So especially at this pandemic situation, the lead time is going crazy. So we have this tool to help you to choose a right vendor for the product. And also, we heard that organization and archiving is another problem. With our solution, we have this list view, so all your quotes are in one place. It's super clean and neat. And also, if you want to upload your quote information onto Folio, there's used to be a lot of manual work. You have to copy and paste a lot of things. So because now everything is inside Folio, the data flows seamless through different modules. You can send data from IFQ to your folio dashboard, and you can create a purchase order or client proposal from your dashboard. And also, we are already working on the phase two, which provide you guys a much more advanced comparison view. So you can compare all the details side by side. And another exciting feature is on the way is message and commenting function for real-time communication with your suppliers. So there will be much less like emails and phone calls um, because you can just chat with your suppliers inside the folio on a specific item or like overall. That's everything about the IFQ. Hope you guys like it. And also, we hear some of your suggestion and comments on the content book. So we made some improvements. First of all, we made some several UI consistency enhancement, and second, we make the ad flow much more clear. So now when you click on the add new contact, it pops up several windows to walk you through all the required information you need to fill out. And after you add the new contact, it will be highlighted on the screen so you know where you added it. And also, batch upload is perfectly working now. And we also enhanced the search result. The search result just displayed more properly. Um, that's everything from my side. I'm going to hand my mic back to Ingrid.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Sean. That was so cool. So for somebody who doesn't really do procurement, I think my favorite part of that is where you can add messages, which it's not there yet. It's going to be in the second phase, but it's not just that you're not going to do a lot of you're going to do way fewer emails now and phone calls, but also everything is in context. You like a lot of times you're thinking, I think I said no to this particular thing, and then you're talking to somebody about it and they're like, oh, you mean this? And then you say, no, no, it's not that one. Where can I find it? So yeah, everything is in one place where it's supposed to be. Just my personal opinion. Yeah, I think that's super neat. So yeah, anyway, next we want to tell you about a naming change that we have just implemented. You guys may or may not have noticed it, because it's a small change. Also, it's a big one. Alexandra, why don't you go ahead and tell us what's in a name?
Okay, so in order to help you collaborate more efficiently with your external network, such as your clients or your suppliers, and to help keep everyone on the same page, we have decided to change division to category because it's a broader term and people will definitely understand what it's about. I just want to mention that nothing about how division worked has been changed. It is purely a relabeling of division to category. That's it. So hopefully, whenever you add new clients or consultants or suppliers to your folio projects, they will immediately understand, hey, that's the category. That's what I need to look at.
Right. It's part of our move to open up Folio not just to the AEC industry, but to a lot of other industries. It's always been in our DNA um, to have every piece of a project like be on the same page, everybody be on the same page. So hopefully this small move is going to be a big contributor to that. And so there's going to be a lot less explaining of what is divisions, man. Like I don't understand. I'm not from the AEC. But yeah, so these are all features that have either come out or are about to come out in the super near future. But um, here to take us on a much longer view of what we have in store for you guys is Hui Bian. So yeah, please tell us, what else do we have coming up?
Sure, there's a lot of exciting things coming up in Q2 as well as the second half of 2022. First of all, is a better way to manage your life cycle from budgeting to cost estimating to procurement and payment statuses, so that you can have a bird's eye view on where things are and detect any risks of cost overrun early on. The next thing is like the management of complex delivery. For example, you have to move items from warehouse to different locations in the job sites. Granular multiple legs, the delivery tracking will be very handy. The next thing is after items has been delivered and installed, what you want to do with it. Of course, keep a tab of it with inventory management and ongoing facility maintenance scheduling. So we definitely have that in our roadmap as well. And last but not the least is better sharing and collaborations with any external stakeholders. For example, you are inviting your contractors, subcontractors, or any third-party project managers to collaborate on our platform. We are improving the sharing functionality so that you can keep everyone on the same page. Back to you, Ingrid.
Excellent. Very exciting stuff. All right. So we are opening up the floor to questions. But actually, before we dive into that, this is your regular reminder that we want to hear from you guys. I think throughout this presentation and even with other webinars we've had, we always say things like, "Hey, so we've been hearing that this is something that um, people are having trouble with, or this is a common complaint from people about just the workflow itself, and here's where we can improve things." um, we always say, and this is true, that every single improvement that we make to the platform is because of you guys. It's because of you telling us what you need. So please try out what we have recently pushed out. We want to hear how it's working from you. We're not just saying that. Um, Let us know if it's working well, if things are making sense, or if there's anything that needs improved. And you also heard about the things that we have coming up. Let us know what you think about that and what you think should be, what you think it should look like, things like that. So, yeah, let's go ahead and answer some questions here from Channeling Pressed, very kindly answered by our sales director, Rob. So she's asking, Alexandra, this is for you. If designer procurement team updates in the active project, does the internal library get updated?
Okay, so thank you, Ingrid. I just want to add a little clarification on this. If your item inside of the active project already is linked from your internal library and you change one of the columns that are curated inside of your internal library, you will be asked to unlink it. However, you can send that item from your active project towards the internal library so that the team who curates the in-house library will get a notification that there are items from projects that are pending review. And once that team comes in and reviews the specs you have submitted, they can choose to make that item available for the rest of the teams across all projects. I hope that answers your question, Janelyn.
Yep. Thank you. From Clarissa Eckart, for those unable to attend or late to the meeting, I will answer this. Will there be a recap sent out to users? Yes. We always send out the recordings, and I believe with LinkedIn Live, it's always going to be on LinkedIn. Not 100% sure, but we will definitely send it out. From an anonymous LinkedIn user, Huibin, I think this is for you. Are these new features included with all pricing plans?
So for the enhancements in RFQ, the enhancements in content book, as well as the name changing, yes, is included in existing pricing package. For the standalone library, actually, it's a completely different build out. So we will roll out available for everyone in beta stage for feedback for majority of 2022, and then it will be another pricing package. It depends on the feedback from the customers in 2023. So for 2022, yes, we welcome everyone to try it, give us feedback.
Excellent. All right. Easy crowd today. I think those are all the questions that we have. All right. Oh, okay. Follow up from Janelyn. So for brand standardization templates, are we looking at September? Alexandra, please.
I wouldn't go so far as to say September. We hope it will come sooner than that.
I think it's originally projected for Q2, right? We're just saying that
Yeah.
it might be a little bit beyond that. Yeah.
Yes.
It's not going to take until September.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Any more questions for you guys? From you guys? All right. Well, I don't think we have any more questions for today, so we're gonna wrap up. But in case you guys do think of any more questions you might have for us, whether it's for some existing feature or if there's anything coming up, or again, like I said, if you would like to provide feedback or give suggestions on what specific features should look like, especially the ones that Webian was telling us about earlier, please reach out to us. You can always email. You can also call us. Or the easiest option is anytime you're in folio.com, there's a live chat button. You can drop a question there. Follow up from Clarissa actually. Will payment improvements, will this address deposit payments and balance payments? I'll have Sean or Huibian answer this question.
Actually, I do need a clarification. Is this partial? Are you asking about partial deposit and remaining balance management? Like multiple payments with, partial deposit upfront? Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, Clarissa, if you could please clarify it a little bit.
So in terms of partial payments and better management of partial payments, I do know that is in part of enhancements for procurements down the road. Yeah, I think Sean probably will have a better idea in terms of their priorities pipeline, but yeah, definitely it's in our roadmap. Once we have a clear view in terms of timeline, we will let you know.
Okay, she did make some follow-up comments. Did that clarify it? Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Clarissa. So if we don't have any more questions for today, I would also like to ask you guys to, if you know of anybody who can benefit from what Folio can do, please introduce them to us. We do offer referral rewards. Please talk to us about it. Clarissa is asking, if we need that now, how do we address it? Oh, do we have any workarounds for it? I feel like that's the theme of the question.
Yeah, Sean, do you have any suggestions on that one?
Currently, I can't think of workaround.
That's okay. Currently we don't have a native solution for it, but something we do always do is we think of workarounds for it. So Clarissa, we are gonna find you and provide you with the answer. Yeah, give us maybe a day to think about it, and we will share this with everybody as well, in case there are other people with the same concern. Um, I would also very much suggest booking a customer support or customer success meeting with us in case you would like some refreshers on a few other features. So yeah, I think that is all for us today. Yeah, let's wrap this up, guys. So again, last reminder that please give us your feedback. We actually do want to know what you think, how else we can improve the features that can we get that customization that we pay extra for.
Yeah, let's take this actually offline, Teresa. I recommend that ping us on intercom, and when you're on
Yeah, it
Folio,
sounds like
yeah,
you're
yeah.
working with
Mhm.
a specific rep, and I don't think that's any of us here, and we can't provide you with details yet. So I'm gonna look for you in the records and ask your rep about what's going on. So yeah, guys, let us know what you think, and we will see you in the next one. Thank you guys for coming today.
Yes, thank you, and spread the love for us, please, and then appreciate any referral. Thank you.
Yes.
Bye
All right.
bye.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you. Goodbye. Good
Thank you,
afternoon.
everyone.
Good evening.